Am I the a-hole for calling out a teacher in front of everyone during an IEP meeting? 29 female. I have an 8-year-old son who has some behavioral issues. He was diagnosed ODD at the age of 4. ODD stands for oppositional defiance disorder, and then diagnosed with ADHD as of 2 months ago. Please take into account here that I am in no way defending my child's behavior. This kid is an absolute handful of times, and honestly, kudos to teachers. I couldn't do it. Sweet as pie most days, but on those off days, absolutely not. Super defiant, doesn't listen, etc. Anyways, he has an IEP and a crisis care plan. Okay, crisis care plan for an 8-year-old through the school, and we were due for our annual renewal, so we had a meeting yesterday for that. In said meeting was his special ed teachers for reading and writing, the principal, the school therapist, the Vanderbilt specialist. I'm assuming this is from Tennessee. Vanderbilt is a university there, and they probably have a doctor from their hospital that came, and his homeroom teacher. My son loves every single one of these people with the exception of his homeroom teacher. He comes home nearly every day stating that she yells at him all the time. A few times he comes home crying. School only just started on the 3rd, mind you, so we're discussing all the usual stuff and adjusting his care plan in accordance to what is appropriate. But his teacher is just down talking my son pretty much the entire time. She's the only one doing that, please note. Everyone else is saying things like he is such a sweet kid, he just has zero confidence and gets discouraged and won't do the work unless helped one-on-one. Whereas his homeroom teacher is saying things like he's disrespectful, he doesn't want to do the work, he refuses to focus, he asks for a snack nearly every day. He has to go to the bathroom whenever things get hard. He doesn't want to put any hard work in and wants us to do it for him. He's avoidant. He won't maintain eye contact, etc., which there's likely some truth there, honestly. And admittedly, I was just getting more irritated as the meeting went on because every time there was an opportunity for her to bash my son, she did so. It was to a point where the other people present were starting to cut her off mid-sentence, change the subject, or were just openly staring at her and exchanging awkward glances at each other, followed by strained moments of silence. But still, I bit my tongue and didn't say anything as of yet. However, there came a point in the meeting where the Vanderbilt specialist asked what should be added or taken off his care plan and asked, we have the topic of needing a lot of positive reinforcement and positive encouragement using methods of kind words and soft-spoken whispers, keep or remove. My son is triggered by loud noises and will 100% shut down when embarrassed or called up negatively in front of his peers. His special ed teachers are saying absolutely keep, but his teacher, this is, I assume, the homeroom teacher, just shakes her head with a smirk on her face while noting down some things. So I say, what are the repercussions when this plan is not followed? Because my child comes home in tears nearly every day, stating that his teacher is mean to him and always yelling at him in front of the other kids. Her face fell and she starts stammering out an excuse of, I try not to yell, I'm only human, or something to that effect. But the principal stepped in and, while looking directly at the teacher, said, that's a matter that I will personally take notice in and do my best to correct. Thank you for informing me. Ooh. Anyways, meeting ends, I go home. I tell my husband and sister-in-law what happened. Sister-in-law was visiting, and my sister-in-law, whom is a teacher, absolutely lost it on me. Said that I probably just cost that teacher her job over something so stupid, and that maybe I should tell my son to be less sensitive and listen to direction before trying to destroy someone's living. She also stated that if I had concerns, I should have either emailed the teacher directly or pulled her aside after the meeting for a one-on-one discussion instead of tainting her name in front of the rest of the group, who will likely hold this against her. Curious if others feel I am wrong here. Okay, there's a couple different things. One, and I'm an IEP advocate, so I sit in these meetings all the time. I advocate for parents of kids like this all the time, and I do like to, looking at the end, sounds like she has more of a problem with her sister-in-law than the teacher, but I do like to follow the proper chain of command when I have an issue with what's happening at school. So that means, as the advocate, I will start with the teacher first and see if things get fixed. And then if it doesn't, then I would escalate. So I might have wanted her to do that first. So I can kind of understand. I don't think the teacher's going to lose her job or anything like that. But I can see how the sister-in-law is saying that she should have approached it. That's what I would have suggested if she was having problems. I wouldn't wait until an IEP meeting. However, I do think that, an IEP meeting, it looks like they were only like, school just started on the 3rd, and this is like from a year ago. It doesn't say what date it was, but assuming school just started and they're having an IEP meeting, this might be a good time to bring it up if the kid is coming home crying all the time and so on and so forth. It doesn't sound like she said it in a bad way. She just stated the truth. My son is coming home crying because he's getting yelled at, and teachers have it rough. What I would probably say, and I don't know if I will say that she's the a-hole or not in this particular situation. I I have a lot of compassion for teachers. I have a lot of compassion for kids that have behaviors where they struggle. My concern is this being a teacher who is not special ed, who probably doesn't know much about ODD. ODD is not like a diagnosis in the DSM, not recognized. And so a lot of times teachers don't understand what it means. They view the kid as defiant and oppositional, which is what is the name of the disorder. And I would want that teacher to understand a little bit more. Also, there's two special ed teachers in the room, which she said one was for reading and one was for writing, but I don't see anything in terms of behavior. So if there wasn't a special ed teacher there to help him with his behavior, I wonder what kind of services this kid is getting, especially since he has a crisis plan. A lot of times schools will put a crisis plan in after something happened where they want to understand when the kid is so escalated that they need to figure out what to do, and they have this plan in place. So I don't know. What do you guys think?